The most common challenge we see working with tons of clients to improve their health naturally is that they just aren't able to stick to the plan. And they know what they need to do, but they just aren't quite able to do it and to do it consistently. And that's a super common challenge. And so I'm going to show you in this video what I would do to overcome that, to think through that, and how I would plan my life and overcome this challenge so that it doesn't get in the way of feeling good and feeling the vibrancy and the energy that I want you to be able to feel. Okay, so this came up because a few weeks ago I started with a new client. We did an initial evaluation. And like we do with every client, we did very comprehensive blood work. We do 3 times as many markers that we're looking at than any conventional doctor has ever done for you before. That helps us see every major area of health, every major area of the body, and how all those important pieces are all working together and what's lacking. So we found some things that are lacking, many things that we can work on, like inflammation and nutrient deficiencies, and the thyroid was sluggish, to name a few things. But when I gave them the plan, right, which consisted of some supplements, some nutrition changes, a little bit of exercise, right, some movement stuff, I checked in with him now a few weeks later to see how that's going. See, how are you doing with the plan? What questions do you have? What challenges do you have? How much progress have we made? And he responded, I'm thinking about starting this up. I just work's keeping me really busy right now. So I've heard that many, many times, working with people over 8, 10 years here. And I'll tell you that in almost every case, it's an excuse, frankly. It's an excuse to not do what you know you need to do. And yes, life is busy. There's work, and there's taking care of the kids, and fitting in your self-care, and getting sleep, and the chores at home. And so it can be overwhelming. It's overwhelming for a lot of people that we work with. And especially for women who don't put themselves first. That's super common, something we see way too often. And so if you're not going to put yourself first, if you're not going to put work in to support your health, then who will? Right? No one can do it for you, can they? I mean, am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. If you have another solution here, please put it in the comments. But as far as what I see, right, your body has the ability to heal itself. And the people who make it to where they want to get to are the people who are given a plan and do the foundations, right? 80% rule. You don't have to be perfect, but if you get 80% of the foundations, right, of the plan that you have, whether it's a plan you make for yourself or a plan you get from an expert, right? Carrying out the foundations of that plan and being consistent with it is what's going to get you results. No one else can do it for you. I can't do it for you, your friends, your parents, nobody. So, how would I think through this if it were me? If I'm overwhelmed and I know I'm tired, I'm overweight, and I have a ton going on in life, I would think, okay, here's my plan. I'm giving these supplements. Here's some nutrition changes and a couple exercise recommendations if I can get to it. But let me just take this one piece at a time. What's the first thing I feel like I can do with the least resistance to get something done? Okay, that would be order the supplements. Order the supplements. Just go online, right? The way we do it, we just make recommendations on FullScript. It's a platform that just makes it super easy. We send you an email. It's all there. The instructions of how to take them. You just click, order and ship. Okay, so the ball has been officially set into motion. Now that that's going, what else can I do today or tomorrow? What's one thing I can do to move the needle in the right direction? If my recommendation says, get more protein at every meal. Okay, I'm thinking, what are the protein-rich foods? What foods would I need to have available in my home so that I can have it at a moment's notice? That means, okay, well, I'm going food shopping tomorrow. I'm going to write a list of the things, get some eggs, some grass-fed beef. Just start there. Have them in the house. Okay, now I have them in the house. Now, ideally, time is short, so I need to be cooking. How can I get all this in? Maybe I should schedule a time ahead of time, every Sunday, every Wednesday, to batch cook a bunch of eggs, a bunch of beef, so that I can just grab it, along with some vegetables or some bread or whatever. Again, we're starting with just one measure here. That's having protein. So you have this pre-cooked, it's ready to go, so time is no longer an issue. Okay, and now it just comes down to being able to eat it, being able to get it in every meal. Remember, I already have it in the fridge, right? I already made it. I planned for this. I was proactive. Easy. Okay. So I've been doing this for 2-3 days. Now my supplements have arrived. Okay, I have this good habit, the ball rolling with eating protein every meal. You probably by this point noticed your energy is better and your mental focus is better. You've probably peeled off a couple pounds of weight, because even just this one change we've seen with people without making any of the changes, getting more protein in, helps to peel off about 10 pounds in the first month without making any changes. Again, nothing else. But by this point, you're feeling better. Now your supplements arrive at your doorstep. Okay, you've already had, now this momentum. And now to add the supplements in, you'll just refer to the easy supplement instructions that were already referred to you. Now we can add that in, slowly stack another habit on top of the one that's already feeling solid for you. Okay, and don't move on to stacking a third habit until those first two habits feel just as easy as only having that first habit in play. Okay, so this is how you slowly create a new normal for yourself, a new sense of normalcy, where it doesn't feel like it's so much work to do these three things, right? To increase the protein intake, to take the supplements appropriately, and then maybe add a walk in, right? 30 minutes a day. Okay, and so you just build a new normal. You get used to introducing a new habit, and don't rebuild Rome all at once. That's what's going to lead it to come crumbling down. And then you come back to saying, I don't know what's going on. I just, I'm doing these. I tried, pat myself on the back, and then the house of cards fell apart, and I'm right back to where I started in square one. Okay, so that's how I would think through this if it were me, and what I see tons of clients having success with, who have that issue of being overwhelmed with life and just not, keeping your health as a priority. So just make that decision. Is your health a priority, right? And why is it a priority? Because it's for your kids to be able to go, out and feel good in a bathing suit, and just feel that sense of confidence and the energy to do the things you want to do every day without feeling held back. If that's important to you, right, it's doing those things. And really, the more you think about them, the more you feel what it's like to envision yourself in that future, the more you'll be committed to doing these things. And so to following a path of thinking like I laid out here to overcome this challenge of, I know what I need to do, but I'm just not able to do it. All right, so think through it that way. Hopefully this helps. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are about all this, and what your main challenges are when it comes to maximizing your health, because we're all about helping you regain control and overcome these challenges. You can feel what it feels like to feel great again.